Yo, what is going on with y'all? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to another video in relation to the Charlie Kirk situation by Poetic Flacco. I can't lie, this Charlie Kirk shooter situation is very suspicious.
There's something very weird going on with this Charlie Kirk situation. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before, ever.
No, we haven't. We've came close. DT, situation similar to this in the past. We have Abraham Lincoln. We have RFK. We have JFK. We have MLK. Malcolm X, I'm sure plenty of others, but let's continue on with this video.
Charlie Kirk was murdered in broad daylight, in cold blood, in front of thousands of people. Now, when the incident first happened, within minutes, they told us, we got our guy. We got the suspect in custody. But after being told that this was the shooter, that this was the guy who killed Charlie Kirk, even the optics showed that he was a criminal. They was dragging him away, both feet in the air, told him, not giving him an opportunity to pull up his pants while people are screaming at him. We for sure thought, okay, yeah, this is the guy. Then we found out an hour or so later, no, this is not the guy. He was released from custody. Then we said, okay, that's weird. Arresting the wrong guy and treating him in that manner seems like something really big to just mess up. But we thought, okay, maybe, listen, man, all right, the description is an older white male with similar clothing on, and they just arrested the wrong older white male with similar clothing on. Come to find out, that theory would be wrong because they took another person in custody. This time, the description is the opposite of the initial suspect that was arrested.
Gosh.
Well, I mean, one thing we also learned was that the gun wasn't recovered at the scene. So it sounds like he managed to do his pre-operational planning, find that spot, line it up where he thought, his victim would be, take out Kirk with a single bullet, pack up the weapon, maybe break it down, put it into a smaller bag. If you get off that roof, you have access right to a parking lot where he could have easily gotten into a car and left. In the video canvas, what we don't know. Did they get a good image of him, or was it just the clothing? Were they able to get a license plate reader of a car leaving that took them to a name? But we know there's an individual about 25 years old who's in custody as that person of interest. But this is where it starts, not where it finishes. That means getting, as Evan pointed out, a search warrant for the house, a search warrant for the car. Do you then recover the gun? Can you match the ballistics? They have a lot of work to do tonight. And they have to figure out, was he acting alone? Who else is there? Who's he in communications with? They have a lot of work to do tomorrow, too.
That left me even more confused. So the suspect is actually 25 years old, and he actually doesn't fit the description of the 60-plus-year-old man y'all arrested initially at all. Then why was a 60-plus-year-old man arrested in the first place? That was my first sign. Okay, yeah, there's something confusing going on. I don't feel like the personnel know what they're doing at this point in time as they investigate Charlie Kirk's murder at all. But at this particular point in time, they believe the 25-year-old that was in custody was the shooter. The FBI director, Kash Patel, he even came to Twitter with a fist in the air, letting people know, we got our guy. We arrested Charlie Kirk's shooter. He's in custody at the moment. Kash Patel writes, the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with FBI. We will provide updates when able. So, bro, when you're thanking them for their work, it kind of had the tone of, the investigation, it's a wrap, right? We got our subject in custody. We're going to move forward investigating him, trying to get the house subpoena, the house search, and things of that order. He was speaking as if it was a done deal, as if it was a wrap. But usually when it's a done deal and it's a wrap, we would have the name of who the shooter is. We'll have the picture, the image of who the shooter is. We'll have an idea of what the shooter's identity is.
That been released yet?
But that never came out.
Okay,
and minutes went by and videos began to surface of what people will say is the alleged shooter that was arrested and put in custody at the moment. But that shooter, or the person who was being put in custody, if that's the 25-year-old, is not 25 at all. It looks like that's another person with another demographic that was being arrested and put in custody.
God, I don't even know the latest. I want the latest, but we're gonna let this video go.
I think they just found the guy right outside of Carry On. rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean they won't know until the ballistics and everything match. So this could be him. This could not be him. Is she laughing?
I don't know about y'all. That don't look like no 25-year-old.
No.
That looks like a man who's in his mid-40s, to say the least. Mid-40s, maybe 50s. So it looks like that's another suspect. All right. So we're asking, okay, where's the 25-year-old? What's his identity? Before we could really speculate, because people were beginning to speculate that the 25-year-old was this random Twitter account that belonged to this like transgender who made a threat to Charlie Kirk the day before he got to campus, claiming that something bad was going to happen the day of campus. So everybody was already running with the assumption the 25-year-old was this transgender dude on Twitter.
Oh, if it's a shooter, baby, the community. So this person here goes to the university. Of course, they, them, and look at what he said yesterday. He says here, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. And then he writes, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. So a student is saying this yesterday, and I also find it very, very odd that the person asking the question was asking Charlie about shooters before he got shot. So FBI, Cash Patel, whoever the fuck this dude is, yeah, I think you should look into this.
Oh,
This is
more.
it. Yep, not there to say. I agree. Chuck, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Because serious, we went on the Federal, we're blind to hearing on it, and everything's fine. Okay, now mine is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some more credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counts it or not counting gang violence.
Great.
So you're gonna try and tell me that this student last night said, oh, just wait for something big to happen tomorrow, and then the person asking the question was asking about shooters and he gets shot? I'm just saying, and if the shooter is this fucking psychotic community, oh, y'all going down, motherfucker.
Come to find out that was in custody. And as of now, there's no word on whether or not that person has been questioned or arrested. But the shooter that was actually in custody, or the alleged shooter that was in custody, the 25-year-old, his name is Zachariah Qureshi. And up until about an hour ago, everybody was reporting that this was the guy who killed Charlie Kirk. Come to find out, that's not true. But then Cash Patel came back to Twitter and let us know, yeah, sorry, we thought we had him. We don't got the shooter, people. The 25-year-old that we had in custody, we released him because he had nothing to do with it. See, Cash Patel took to Twitter and he says, the subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency. There's something scary and spooky going on here, bruh. The shooter was able to shoot Charlie Kirk precisely, and he was able to aim and hit his mark 200 yards away on his belly, on a roof, hit his target, and he was able to pack up, break his gun down like this, pack it up, and get out of there
And dip.
before being identified, seen, or caught by anybody? Nah, that was a professional who did that, bruh.
Yeah.
It had to be a professional now. Had to be, man. Yo, to pack up that good, nah, come on, bro. Nah, man. Now,
I wouldn't even say professional. Anybody can honestly do that. They just have to know what they're doing. You know, they go to the range. They're good at dismantling and taking apart their gun. They have to know their gun. You have to know your gun. You have to know how to take it apart fast. I mean, You know?
Listen, I can't recall a time where somebody this high profile got murdered in broad daylight in public like this in a mass shooting fashion, and we don't know who did it within a few hours. Come on, bro. The only people capable of doing something this clean and undetected is a professional. Now, Trump did address the country and spoke about.
I can't agree with that. I agree to disagree, bro. I agree to disagree. Could be a professional. Could not be a professional.
Now, I'll say this. Maybe it's somewhat of a good thing that the killer has not been identified before Trump's speech, because it kind of gives Trump the opportunity to come and just express himself. If the killer or the shooter was identified and their identity fits within the bubble of the people they've been trying to disseminate or tell people to fear, like trans shooters or like black folks or Mexican folks, if the shooter had fit into that category, more divisive speech from Trump. But I think for the most part, Trump gave a speech, that was pushing for unification of America right now.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals.
It was going so good, and then he hit us with, like the division. I do believe language like this is divisive, because I don't feel like it'll be a victory if somebody retaliated and a famous leftist creator got hit. I don't feel like anybody will feel like, oh, mission accomplished, job is no. I feel like we're in this together. And I don't feel like rhetoric demonizing and vilifying the left, I don't feel like that would help us as America right now, because we need healing, bro. We're too divided.
This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died. the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God.
Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you think can heal America right now? What do you think is the path?
Very, very interesting times that we're in. But I'll catch y'all in the next video. Tune in, never tune out. Remember, every day you guys have a choice. Choose growth. It's ATM, and I'm signing out. Deuces.